Look within, not beyond. Do not chase answers in the shadows beyond yourself. Every time you clutch at a hollow promise, it will slip through your fingers, leaving you to mourn its collapse. True serenity cannot bloom where it does not belong, and peace refuses to settle anywhere but its rightful home. When the divine whispers, no fleeting treasure you cling to can speak in its stead. There's no substitute that can carry the joy its voice offers. Look not beyond yourself. All your anguish stems from a restless hunt for what you crave, demanding it appear where you've decided it must be. But what if it's not there? Would you rather clutch your stubborn map or embrace the lightness of being? Rejoice that you're shown where fulfillment truly waits. Stop wandering the barren outskirts. You'll only stumble. Yet the truth is yours to claim, not to chase in distant corners. Everyone who arrives here still cradles a flicker of hope, a stubborn mirage, or a wistful vision that something out there will deliver wholeness and calm. If all you need is already within, this cannot hold true. By stepping into this search, you turn away from what you are, reaching for more than the vastness you already hold, as though a shard of yourself could drift apart and hide where the rest isn't. This is the burden you heap upon your fragile frame, to scour the earth for what you think you lack, to patch together a completeness you doubt. So you drift without aim, chasing what can't be caught, convinced you're less than you are. That stubborn mirage drives you to gather 1,000 trinkets, then 1,000 more buy on them. Each one lets you down, save the last 4 in the end. You'll fade, blind to the truth that what you pursue is your own undoing. It seems to shimmer outside you, but in truth, you're waging war against the guide within, striving to prove your triumph over that sacred spark. Every trinket serves this end, a role it's doomed to fumble. When you chase a prize that crowns your flesh as the victor, you're sculpting your own collapse. You've bought the lie that you can be incomplete, and to lack is to crumble. To let go is to release, to stand empty and feel the sting of loss. By surrendering, you trade away vitality. Look not beyond yourself. This hunt whispers that you're broken inside, too afraid to face the ruin you imagine, so you rummage outside for what you already are. These trinkets must fade, for they lack breath, and the breathless mark the end. You came seeking an end. So what else would you find but the echoes of what you chase? No sorrow or ache sings a tune beyond this, a trinket unearthed, a mockery of life that, in its stillness, is truly the end dressed up as real. Each one wilts, fractures, and fades, for no shadow of endings can pulse with life, and what's released can't remain whole. The world's trinkets are crafted to veil the truth inside you, to bind you to the fantasy that you must unearth something external to be full and at ease. It's a hollow hymn to hope for peace through these baubles. The divine resides within, and your wholeness rests there too. No trinket can stand in its place. Turn your gaze from them. Seek not beyond yourself. Let's release the old story this world has spun for itself. Otherwise, tomorrow will mirror yesterday, a chain of weary visions where trinkets disappoint. One after another, and you're left staring at endings and letdowns everywhere. Dot to shift this tide, to carve a path of possibility through what feels like an unbroken loop of gloom. Simply admit you don't grasp the world's design. You've pinned it with purposes it doesn't own, shaping its meaning to suit you. You try to glimpse a trove of trinkets beyond yourself, mighty enough to mend what's within by splitting you between here and there. You pick your illusions, born of your wishes as if they were handed down. Your trinkets dance to your tune, Wielding the strength, you win them. You chase them through the haze, craving their might as your own. But where do illusions live if not in a slumbering mind? Can a fleeting vision forge reality from the shapes it casts outward? Save your moments, dear one. Learn what time is meant to cradle. Hasten the twilight of trinkets in a world dimmed and ailing from their presence. Your sacred spirit is a shrine to the divine, and where the divine dwells, no trinkets can linger. Fear of the divine is merely dread of losing those trinkets, not your essence. You've molded your essence into a trinket to shield from truth's radiance. The world bends to prop up this fragile thing. Salvation then seems to threaten vitality and dangle an ending dot. It isn't so. Salvation reveals there's no end, only life unbound. Releasing the shadow of endings costs nothing true. No trinket can rival the divine. Let the divine recall its love for you. Don't smother its call with dirges of despair to idols of your own making. Seek not beyond your source for hope and joy is not despair. The trinket's fallacy, what's a trinket? Do you truly see it? They slip past unnoticed, shrouded from their essence. That's their only sway. Their aim is murky, feared, and adored alike, because you don't grasp their why or how they came to be. A trinket is a silhouette of another. You'd prize above their truth. They're forged to replace whatever their guise. Whether a form, a place, a moment, a possession, or a claim won, it's all the same. Don't be fooled by their shapes. Trinkets are stand-ins for your depth. You think they'll bolster your smallness, a shield in a world you deem perilous, bristling with threats to your calm. They promise to fill your gaps, to add what you lack. No one clings to trinkets without bowing to frailty and want. So you reach past your smallness for strength to rise, to stand beyond the world's woes. This is the toll for not seeking certainty and stillness within a freedom from the world that lets you rest, quiet and whole. Trinket is a warped lens, a skewed belief, a counterpoint to the guide, wedging a rift between the guide and what you behold. It's a longing given shape, deemed real and cast outside your mind, yet it's a thought tethered to its birthplace. Its form mirrors its root. All counterpoints to the guide defy the guide, dissolving before its light like a shroud that seems to sever you alone in shadow, but the light endures. A mist doesn't douse the flame, nor can a shroud dim what it pretends to part. This trinket-laden world drapes a curtain across the guide's face, aiming to divide you from another. A grim, fearful aim, yet a notion too feeble to shift a single leaf from life to ash. Its shape is nowhere, rooted in your mind where the divine doesn't dwell. Where's this nook that bars the omnipresent, set apart? What hand could halt the divine's path? Whose cry could bar its entry? This more than all won't make you quake. The guide's shadow is nowhere, it takes no form to claim as real. What's a trinket? Nothing. It needs belief to flicker alive, power gifted by its holder. This is what the awakening returns to what truly breathes and holds might worthy of eternity's embrace. The awakening doesn't birth truth, the light no shroud extinguished. It lifts the curtain, letting truth glow free as it is. It needs no faith to be, for it simply is. A trinket rises by belief. Withdraw that and it fades. This is the counterpoint to the guide, a wild notion of power beyond the boundless, a space past the infinite, a moment outlasting the timeless. Here, the trinket's world takes form where the impossible unfolds. The undying come to end, the all-embracing to lose, the eternal to bow to time. Here the changeless shifts, the divine's peace granted forever to all yields to tumult. And the guide, flawless and loving as the divine, dips into disdain, feels pain, and meets an end. A trinket? Nowhere can infinity harbor a breach, a slot where time fractures eternity. A dim hollow amid light, a bleak nook carved from the boundless has no place. A trinket lies beyond where the divine sets all forever, leaving no room but its will. Nothing and nowhere can a trinket be, while the divine is all and everywhere. What's a trinket's purpose? What does it serve? The question shifts with each asker. The world trusts trinkets. No one arrives without bowing to them, still seeking one to offer gifts reality can't hold. Each seeker hopes their chosen trinket grants more than others claim more. Of anything, allure, wit, riches, even torment. More of something is a trinket's call. Forms don't mislead, and idol's a tool for gaining more, defying the divine's will. The divine has one essence, not many. Who could claim more or settle for less? For this one, the sacred breath speaks, declaring trinkets purposeless here. More than the boundless you'll never hold. If the boundless is within, why chase trinkets that shrink it, offering more than the divine gave you and all is one? The divine shared all there is, ensuring it can't be lost, weaving every living thread into you and you into it. No trinket can lift you above the divine. That less will never satisfy. The healing vision a trinket's follower chooses their chains. They must to kneel before what's breathless, seeking strength in the powerless. How could the guide's sacred spark wish to sink the low stone, leaning on trinkets to rise? Hear your tale and the vision you've woven ask if you don't secretly. Hold it as more than a dream. A vision of reckoning crept into a mind, the divine shaped flawless as itself. In that vision, the boundless turned bleak, and the divine became foe to its own. How does that essence awaken? It's a vision of reckoning. Refuse to weigh others and you'll stir. The vision lingers while you're woven into it. Weigh not, for the wearer needs trinkets to delay the reckoning they'd face. Nor can they know the self they've judged. Weigh not, you bind yourself to shadowed dreams where trinkets pose as your truth. Your rescue from the verdict you heap on yourself in dread dot. Every figure in the vision is a trinket, shaped to spare you from it. Yet they're part of what they shield you from. A trinket keeps the vision vivid and fierce, who'd want one without dread and despair. That's what it mirrors, making its worship a hymn to gloom and fear, born of the vision it sustains. Reckoning wrongs, the guide's essence. It's justice that the wearer won't dodge the cost they set in their own dream. The divine knows justice, not punishment. But in this vision you strike and are struck, craving trinkets to stand between. Your reckoning and its sting dot, no rescue lies in the vision as you weave it. Trinkets must play their part, guarding you from what you think you've done, casting you as flawed and dimming your light. Little one, the light holds fast. You merely dream, and trinkets are toys in your play. Who needs toys but the young? They fancy they rule, giving toys power to act, speak, think, feel for them. Yet all the toys do lives in the player's mind. They rush to forget they spun the vision where toys are real, blind to their own wishes. Nightmares are youthful fancies. The toys turn on their maker who thought them alive. Can a vision strike? Can a toy swell fierce and wild? The young one believes it, fearing their thoughts and handing them to toys. The toy's reality becomes theirs, seeming to spare them from their mind. Yet they keep the thoughts alive, cast outward to turn against their maker for betrayal. They think toys save them from thoughts deemed real. So anything becomes a toy, keeping the world outside. A game where they're just a piece. A time comes to leave youth behind. Don't cling to childish playthings. Set them aside, you need them no more. The reckoning vision is a young one's game, where they play the mighty with a child's small wisdom. What harms is crushed. What aids lifted judged as a child. Who can't tell hurt from healing? Ills arise, and fear grips a world ruled by laws they shaped. Yet the true world stands untouched by their imagined one, its ways unshaken by their misunderstanding. The true world is still a vision, but its figures shift. They're not trinkets that betray. It's a vision where no one stands for another, nor blocks the mind's thoughts from what it sees. No one's used beyond their truth. Childish things are gone. What was a reckoning vision becomes one of joy, shaped by that intent. Only healing visions enter here, time nears its close. The forms within are kin, not judged, but cherished. Visions barely linger. They don't split the mind from its thoughts or prove the vision belongs to another. A tune echoes, one all recall, though unheard since time's dawn. Full forgiveness nears timelessness, and the boundless song draws close not to ears, but to the sacred chord never lost within the guide's essence. Hearing it anew, you know it never faded. Where's time when reckoning visions dissolve? When fear stirs lacking deep ease, sure aid, or calm trust that the boundless walks with you. Know you forged a trinket, believing it'll fail you. Beneath your hope lies guilt and ache from self-betrayal, too sharp for the vision to fully. Hide your dread. Self-betrayal breeds fear. Fear is reckoning, sparking a wild hunt for trinkets and endings. Healing visions affirm you dwell in safety, unscarred by self-attack. Childish fears fade, and visions mark a fresh dawn, not a bid to worship trinkets or cling to strife. Healing visions bless all within them, freeing the dreamer from fear's grip. They fear no reckoning, having judged none, nor sought escape through it from what reckoning demands. All the while, they recall what slipped away, when reckoning seemed their shield from its cost.